Hi everyone, today I'm talking about free stocks to buy in May 2020, and this is the most popular series I do on the channel where I talk about free stocks I'm looking to buy in the upcoming month. As always guys, smash that like button. If you want to buy any of these stocks guys, join Trading 212, use my link in the description below. Joining through that link will give you guys a free share and we'll get stuck into free stocks to buy May 2020. And before I get into the free stocks I picked, I'm going to say that I've tried to pick free stocks that I currently don't own, and I'm going to talk about free stocks and where the prices are that I look to get into these free stocks. I feel like I'm not going to probably buy any stocks at these sort of prices where the stock market's at right now, because I feel like the stock market has gone up too high, and it's gone up too high too quickly, and I feel like we might have a bit of a pullback, and at these sort of prices I won't be buying any stocks. So I thought like I'm not going to talk about the same stocks that I normally talk about and give you guys something different and free stocks that I'm watching really closely and talk about where I'm going to get in exactly. But like I say, I'm waiting for the stock market to come down, hopefully below 21,000 points in the Dow is where I'm looking at, and then I'll be very happy to go pick up a few stocks. And if these stocks get to the prices that I want them to get at to buy, I'll buy these free stocks. But I wanted to give you guys something a little bit different rather than doing the free same stocks again in the free stocks to buy series. I'm also going to give an honourable mention to Adobe and Google, because them two stocks were very close to making this list, but unfortunately I had to pick three, so I've gone for these three stocks right here. So number one is Tesla, a stock that I owned. Actually this year I sold out, I think about February time. It's a stock that I held for about a year, and it was one in my portfolio not so long ago. Now I did sell out of Tesla because I felt like it was overvalued. I sold around about $900, and I made about 250% on this stock, which was a really fantastic return. But I do really like Tesla, and in the long term I believe it's a great company, and it's a company that I would like to get back into at the right sort of prices. Now we all love Elon Musk, but behind Elon Musk there is a fantastic company right here. We have massive EPS and revenue growth predicted going forward, and this is due to the switch to electric cars, and one of the main leaders in there is Tesla, who are producing some fantastic cars. They're ahead of the game right now. Now first thing is they've got the Model Y coming this year, and obviously the CV is going to hurt them short term, but the Model Y is another fantastic model that is going to help the sales in Tesla, and I'm sure they're also looking at producing a few more models going forward this year, and we probably see a new model announced probably towards the back end of the year for Tesla. Now the Model Y is also going to open Tesla up to another market, give them another income stream rather than just solely relying on their Model 3 sales, which have been fantastically growing. But we also have the Berlin Gigafactory, which will be fantastic for Europe and also make it a lot cheaper to produce their cars and be able to produce more cars for Europe. And hopefully we're looking at that next year, which will be absolutely fantastic to get that turned around so quick. I was really surprised originally when that was announced that the Gigafactory was only going to take about a year to get that turned around from this sort of point. And the great thing about Tesla is the whole kind of electric car industry where people are going to start moving to going forward. I really think, you know, that all kind of ICE cars are going to die off, and eventually this electric car, we're going to go for the market leader. Who's ahead of the game? It's Tesla. I think quite a few people are suggesting that Tesla 3 years ahead of the game. The batteries are far fantastic than a lot of other companies, and the technology alone behind these cars is so far advanced, and I really like that with Tesla. And also two little semi editions that we'll have. We're going to probably see a prototype of the semi truck, which is another industry that Tesla will be able to go into probably in 2021, and also we have the Cybertruck. It's a bit unknown how well that's exactly going to do, but it looks like it's doing okay from the amount of pre-orders so far. Now for me, Tesla is a company that I'd like to get into, and preferably I'd like to buy below $400 if possible. I know it kind of slightly got there a while ago, and to be honest with you, that's probably my mistake in not buying in when it did dip below $400. But if the stock market was to go down, hopefully Tesla will come back down again, and below $400 would be a really nice point for me to go pick up some Tesla shares again. So number two is Apple, which is a company I've held twice before, and I made nice profit off them 2 times that I did hold Apple. The last time I held Apple was about a year ago. I think it was around about when 2018 we had a bit of a stock market dive around December time, and I bought then, and I made a good little percentage on Apple. I think it was somewhere between 40 or 50%. I know there's potential that people will be saying I could have held it a bit longer, but I then went to invest in that money into someone else. I think it even might have been Tesla. So, you know, I don't really look back on the decisions when I sell stocks because I made the profit and then I invested in somewhere else. And I think I've even made more profits since then. But Apple is a nice steady growth play. It has such a market leader in so many industries, a really big moat on Apple, which I really like. And I think the iPhone company alone, well, the iPhone sales alone are going to be a very safe thing for Apple going forward. As well as the nice EPS and revenue growth that we have with Apple, we also have a nice little dividend growth in this company as well. So there's a nice little dividend that we'll be picking up. I've got to say the one negative that I have seen about Apple that's changed over the last kind of year is my kind of view on the balance sheet. The balance sheet is starting to get a bit ugly on Apple. There's a lot more debt. The debt's been increasing over the last 5 years. A lot of this is to help the EPS look fantastic with share buyback, which is a little bit of negative, but overall still a great company. Now, I believe that the 5G upcycle in iPhones will be the big mover for Apple. I've even considered looking into other companies that do 5G just to kind of get in this sort of industry. But I believe the 5G upgrade will be fantastic for Apple. I think when we had the 3G to 4G, I was kind of like skeptical. I was like, it can't be that good. And then I got a 4G phone and I was like, oh my God, how have I not done this like quicker and upgraded to a 4G phone so much quicker? And 5G is kind of the next step up, and 5G will be brilliant. And we'll see a lot of development in AI as well because of the 5G technology that's going to be out there. We've also got the iPhone SE, which is announced, and hopefully that will upcycle a few of the people that have kind of held off because of it being expensive and don't really want to kind of cash out for a new iPhone. So hopefully with a few people upcycling there as well. And obviously the service side of Apple has grown fantastic, and even just, you know, the Apple Watches, the AirPods, the cloud growth as well. Apple is starting to really grow that service company as well. So that's been fantastic from Apple going forward. So Apple is a company that I'm always happy to buy. I would like to pick this one up hopefully around $200. If it doesn't get to $200, I would consider maybe around 220-ish. But that's where I'll be looking to get at, somewhere below 200, maybe a few shares at 220. But that's where I'd be looking to potentially buy Apple stock at. But it's just a company that I'm very confident in holding in the 2 to 5 year kind of spectrum, and I'll see a nice little upside from holding them shares. And number 3 is a stock that I've not talked about on this channel before, which was Pepsi, and I was very close to buying Pepsi only 2 weeks ago. I was kind of like waiting for the stocks to just drop about another 10%, and I might have got in then. Now with Pepsi, there's some good EPS growth, there's some good revenue growth. There's also a 2.7% dividend, and that dividend tends to grow. And Pepsi is just a solid little company. It's a value play. It has some great brands. It's really diverse because it's got the amount of drinks that it holds. There's so many drink brands that it owns. And as well as that, it also has a lot of snacks that it owns. And some of the snacks that Pepsi owns, I kind of didn't realise. I was like, oh, what? Pepsi actually owned that brand? Like, I really didn't know Pepsi owned some of the brands until I looked into it. And because of the diverse portfolio that PepsiCo has, I really like this company and how much it's managing to grow. And I like it a lot more than Coca-Cola. As some people ask me, what do I think of Coca-Cola? I prefer Pepsi because of how diverse it is. The amount of drinks and snacks it has, there's some fantastic brands in there, some healthy options as well, which is really helping with the current climate that we have of people wanting to move to healthier drinks. That really helps Pepsi going forward. So like I say, it's not going to be an explosion here from Pepsi, but it's a nice little steady diverse stock to have in your portfolio. Just like Johnson & Johnson, I don't expect amazing growth from that company that I hold, but it's just a nice little steady earner in my portfolio. And Pepsi is another great company to just diverse that portfolio a little bit. And I'd really like to add some Pepsi shares into my portfolio. And my ideal target was to get this below $100. And like I say, it was very close to going below $100, and it just didn't. It actually, the stock market kind of had the V-shaped bounce on that day when it was $100, and I didn't end up buying. But if it was to go below $100, I'd really like to buy Pepsi, a little bit of a position just to diverse my portfolio a little bit, because I think it'll do really well over the next 2 to 5 years, and I'll make some good money on that from the share price increase and the dividend increase. So those are the 3 stocks to buy in May. Trying to do something a little bit different for you guys, you know, trying to make it not the same stocks and more of stocks that I don't own that I'm looking to buy. I would like you below to comment some stocks that you'd like me to do videos on. I'm potentially looking at maybe doing a Snapchat kind of review, but if there's any other kind of stocks that you want me to talk about, let me know down below, so I'm kind of covering stocks that you want as well. I did this with the UK stocks and it's been really popular. I think Vodafone's currently winning right now, and I think there's another stock really close to it, so we'll see how that does. But yeah, comment down below, let me know stocks you want me to cover so I can cover them. I might do Snapchat like I say. But as always guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video if you can, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.